The Orcs of the Misty Mountains' attack on the Gondorian border village was a complete failure. Or was it? Was it all part of the plan? The Orcs split their forces in two. Their weaker, less professional force attacked Gondor as a diversion, and the much stronger, more professional troops marched forward towards Edoras. Since Rohan sent 20% of their forces to aid Gondor, Edoras' defenses were much weaker. If the goblins can conquer Edoras, this will be their new capital. This will be their new stronghold, their first step into conquering more and more of the West and destroying the free peoples of Middle-earth. Will the Rohirrim hold, or will the goblins take the city? Welcome to the Siege of Edoras. Alright, here we are on the battlefield, and you can hear the war drums of the Orcs of the Misty Mountains as they prepare to attack the capital of Rohan, Edoras. So this is an elite force of goblins, trained soldiers, a lot of them who fought battles back in the War of the Ring, and now they are eager for revenge, to bring down former foes, and to take Edoras and make it their stronghold and their expansion of the Western world. Alright, so we do have, let me just do normal speed here. Let me really quick check out the players here. It looks like Rohan is reforming a bit. You can see he's actually pulling back a little bit and kind of reforming his troops. So while he does that, I actually like how they have forces outside of the city, which totally makes sense. You know, being a cav-focused faction, you would think that they would prefer to fight out in the open where they can maneuver with their cav. I mean, certainly they would have infantry holding back, which they do. So yeah, it makes sense. I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll start with Rohan as they defend. And by the way, obviously the storyline, Rohan sent a lot of their forces to help out Gondor because they thought it was only Gondor getting attacked. So they're a little, you know, light in terms of manpower. So let's start with Rohan here. We have King Amar. So he's bringing some cav forces here. I think he also has the rest of his army over here, which includes a lot of elite forces like Helm Hammers and some guard units and the Helmingas archers. Now over on the other side of Edoras, we have Sin of the Dark Cloud, who's got some forces over here, but they're also mixed in with Alexander 10Q. So yeah, those are his troops. Actually, is it mostly Sin's forces? Yeah, it's mostly Sin of the Dark Cloud who's holding the outer works. I guess this would be their left flank from the Rohirrim perspective. And then I think inside, we see a lot of troops from Alexander. That's the, you know, obviously the player name. So yeah, I think Alexander is the one trying to hold the inner street. So it might come down to him to winning this battle. So let's go ahead and check out the baddies though, depending on your perspective. So we have the Mr. Sneak Man, who's leading an army, got his men into loose formation. They're probably getting ready to push. Then we have an Arius, I think is how you pronounce it. So sorry if I slaughtered your name, but he's got an army pushing up right next to Sneak Man. And then we have the third army here. There's 4 of them. We have, oh man, I'm not gonna, no, Insu, sorry. But look at these units, they're super elite. You got the Mountain Uruk host. They look awesome. They look like they're wearing armor that was specifically made for them, not like the ragtag armor that they just find on the battlefield and, you know, quickly weld together or something. But yeah, let's go to the final army over here. Again, they have a ton of forces. This is Eclipse 2500 of the Dark Cloud. So yeah, those are all the players. I want to give a big thank you to Sin of the Dark Cloud for making this scenario. Big thank you to all the players who are in this fight. in fighting the good fight and making this battle possible. So, oh, and we also have cannon fodder. How could I forget cannon fodder? So yeah, we have a lot of big armies here for the orcs, but right now they're just gonna maneuver around as they kind of form near the gates. I like that. They kind of form near the gates here. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna, you know, fast forward to the point where they are ready to attack the city and take on the beautiful infantry of Rohan. So the orcs of the Misty Mountains have been advancing forward, and this is so cool, and this is why they did this. I really like this defensive position. They kind of lined it up with the fencing here. You know how it kind of like turns right here? Because they're going to now be able to put archers in the front line, but have the protection of the walls. So these archers are going to have fantastic angles on the orcs' armies, but yet don't have to fear any kind of attack. I guess like the orc archers could fire, which is one way of dealing with the Rohirrim archers, but they don't have to worry about cav or trolls or infantry. So that's pretty smart of the Rohirrim to set up like that. And then over on the other side, it's kind of the same thing. They're also, keep in mind, defending the gates. That's the other thing that they're doing. But they could easily send archers over here. In fact, yep, they've got archers right here. All they have to do is move up, and they're going to get a ton of kills. And that's why they have their crappier goblin infantry closest to the archers, because I assume the goblins, the players, want the archers to waste their ammo on the crappier troops instead of like the more elite troops. Now we got some archers on the outside as well, opening fire at the big goblin blob. We also have some brave Rohirrim who are not sallying out, but are charging forward, small forces, going after, doing as much as they can to slow down the orcs' advance, and making them die more to arrow fire. So yeah, they're really letting loose some arrows and doing as much damage as possible. And then we have some Rohirrim on the right, the extreme right. Again, just doing hit and run tactics, trying to slow down and trying to do as much damage as possible to the orcs. Looks like they're gonna go for the goblin infantry here. Boom! Nice little charge, but he does need to disengage and get out of there as quickly as possible. Now back over on this side, we have the Helmingas, who are letting loose their arrows still. I'm sure they racked up a good amount of kills. So it's 1% against 2%. So the allies killed is the Rohirrim, and the enemies is the orcs. So they've killed a bigger percentage. And keep in mind, there's more of them, so that percentage is definitely, more kills. Same thing going on over here on the left side. They have some skirmishers, it looks like, kind of riding around and doing as many, inflicting as much damage onto the orc army as possible as they advance towards the gates, which is what I believe they need to get to get into the city. And also a little side note, while I was fast forwarding to get here, a lot of the garrison troops inside the city went outside just to bolster the numbers outside of the city. So I really do think that's pretty cool. And there we go. They're holding the alt here. And I really do enjoy. They're holding the alt here. What does that even mean? They are holding outside of the gates here, is what I was trying to say. But I really do enjoy it when players hold in a really realistic fashion. Like they send out a lot of their troops to defend the city. Because obviously, it's good to have walls. It keeps enemies out. But you also want to try to defend the walls so they don't get destroyed so easily. There we go. Now we have the goblin archers who are returning fire, seeking revenge for all the fallen orcs who died to the Rohirrim archers. And the trolls are just trying to pierce through this center line. And the same thing over here. Still trying to just throw in as many troops as possible and overwhelm the Rohirrim. You can see Rohan has a couple troops in reserve, but I would say most of the forces are holding the line. Let's not forget the cav is going to be very important here. As the orcs, see, this is what I'm talking about. As the orcs shift in troops, the cav needs to cycle charge and do as much damage to the flank of these forces. Now we got more layers of troops kind of charging into the fray here. Charging into the fight. And this side has not started the engagement yet. I wonder if the archers... Okay, the archers moved up, and yes, they are letting loose. Oh my god, look at that army. That is massive. A massive force. The defense of Edoras. There you go. Open fire. That's sick. That's sick right there. And then you have the infantry ready to hold. Just getting some of these awesome cinematic shots of this side over here. Look at all those troops, man. That's crazy. Oh my god. Alright, and let's go back over to this side, because this is where things are really getting juicy. And we're seeing more and more reserves being tossed into the front line. And it is getting a little laggy. I'm going to try to slow it to like 0.8. Kind of helps with the frame. We'll do 0.7. Kind of keeps up the pace of normal speed, but it also helps with the frames. There we go, the orcs opening fire at the reserve forces. They've got these guard here that do have like Javi capability, but they are getting hit hard by the arrows. And then look how far the goblins are extending, and that's exactly what they need to do. They need to rely on their numbers to kind of overwhelm. And oh, look at this! Oh! Yes! They've got their artillery just... They got it placed perfectly to where they get an angle on that line of troops here. Oh my god, that is sick. Look at these archers kind of watching the battlefield, just praying that their brothers in arms who are out there fighting are victorious. Oh, this is so risky though. That's so many friendlies. Yeah, they should definitely... Okay, they got some good hits there. There we go. That's some good hits right there on the Black Uruks of the mountains. So they're a pretty tough unit, so you definitely want to try to kill them with artillery fire. But the trolls are in the back lines. We got the guard units trying to hold back this mountain Uruk host. And yeah, definitely the Rohirrim Cav needs to get in there and try to help that rear guard who's kind of struggling to hold. Oh, yes! So juicy. So juicy. All right, let's go to the other side really quick because I think they are... Yep, they're starting to pick up here too. Look at this fight. Oh my goodness. The defense of Edoras. I was going to say Elrond for some reason. So, a very cool, long battle line. Looks like they found a little gap in the line. They might have to plug that pretty soon. Lots of archer fire coming down from the Helmingas. Just trying to kill the back reserves. You got Cav holding the very far left flank, preventing any more orcs from, you know, trying to trickle around and get behind the defenders. There's another cycle charge. Yeah, I really like how this battle's playing out because we've done a lot of Helmingas siege battles, and they all kind of play out the same, which is like holding the inner streets of the city, which, you know, makes sense. But it is quite cool to see Helmingas, or not Helmingas, Edoras, to see Edoras being fought and played in a different way. So the orc numbers are starting to get a bit overwhelming for Rohan. Bit overwhelming. And then we have some shield maidens. The women have picked up their swords and are now helping the men, which we've seen that in history too, especially when it's like coming down to the last city, or like, you know, the capital, or just a very important city where it's like, you know, if we lose control of this city, then they're probably gonna kill the women and children anyway. So let's just pick up the swords and give them a fight. And maybe that's kind of what's going through the Rohirrim's minds right now. Like, send the women in. Now, of course, the women wouldn't be in the front line, but they certainly would be a part of the defense. Oh my god, the trolls are still over here, just causing chaos right now. Causing chaos. There we go. More artillery opening fire. Oh, yes. That is huge. What they need to get is a huge chain route, because I don't think, like, they need a big chunk of the orcs to break here, because I don't think they can hold much longer. And look at, they're all just pouring in. Look at that. Can they hold? All right, let's go back over to this side. I would even think about sending some of these archers over to the other side. Oh, they killed the general. They killed the general. That's huge. But yeah, I would send some archers over to the other side, because this side looks like, in terms of numbers, looks more even. Like, the orcs are definitely outnumbering them, but it's more even compared to the other side. So I would probably send over some more archer support. Maybe start using fire arrows to cause a morale break. Look at that fight. Look at this fight. Hold the line. The Cav doing everything they can to cycle charge, getting kills on the generals. That's awesome. Let's go back over here where we have both artillery. At least they have both artillery pieces over here now, just letting loose. Oh my god. Just evaporating these men. Just slaughtering them. And another general has fallen for the orcs. This is like best case scenario for the Rohirrim as they constantly cycle charge the rear. Rohan might hold on here. They might hold on here. They keep this up. They keep hitting these guys with artillery shots, and they keep cycle charging these orcs. I think... Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a huge orc force over here. All they have to do is wrap around, and Rohan is screwed. Uh-oh, are they breaking? Oh, big break. Big break. Now the artillery is still going ham over here. That's beautiful. Nice job by the artillery. So yeah, they're still firing. Back over on this side, the battle seems to be going much better for Rohan. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. Hold. Such a cool unit, those helm hammers, as they're holding against the goblin infantry. But yeah, look at this. I think, yeah, Rohan is like clearing up these orcs on this flank. And then you have a charge here of the heavy cav. So, yeah. So they're going to be able to definitely inflict a lot of damage here and cause a lot of morale issues with those cav charges. Back here, I think we even have Rohan pushing. Because if they push this flank here, and then they can wrap around and kill this big blob of orcs. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Let's go back over to this side and see how this is progressing here. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Rohan is hanging on by a thread, and you have this massive orc flank that is coming around. And this is probably the nail in the coffin here. This is what I was talking about. They were like right here. All they have to do is swing in and surround the Rohirrim. At this point, oh, that's not good. A Rohirrim general has fallen. A brave general. Yeah, I'm saying at this point, just indiscriminately fire the artillery. Even if you kill your own guys, there's not much of them. So you want to try to inflict as much damage as possible. I wish I could see the kills of the artillery. We'll see it at the end of the game. But it does kind of suck to not see them like right now. Like the newer Total Wars. So So there they go. The orcs are just making their sandwich. Look at this. Oh, nice. Oh my god, they're getting so many kills. I love the artillery in Medieval 2. It's just too perfect. Now we have Cav. Cav that's still alive. Some Rittermark skirmishers switching to their axes. I'm sure they used up all their ammo. So there still might be a chance that Rohan can win on this side if the artillery can keep firing and causing... Uh-oh. That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to destroy your own wall, because that gives the orcs an entry point into getting into the city. But how are they going to get into the city? Because do they have a ram somewhere? I don't know. But yeah, more artillery fire coming down. Their only hope here is to break the orcs by using the artillery. So let's go back over to the other side, because that is their other hope, is by dominating on this front, which it looks like they are. It does look like they are. And here comes a charge of Eastmark spearmen trying to push back the orcs. They just need to get a lucky break here. If they can break through these troops, like I said, break through here, swing around, because I feel like these men here, the orcs might be even winning here, but at the very least, they're going to fight for a long time, so you got to get behind them. I think that's the best hope for Rohan. And keep in mind, it might be looking like Rohan is going to win on this side, but by how much? And will it be enough to take your troops over here and deal with the victors on this side? Which, here they come. Oh, they can just run through the gate. Oh, okay. So they're gonna have an entry point just through the gate, and now we have Helmingas who are dropping their bows and are just trying to buy time, because here comes the orcs. And now we have Helmingas out here as well. Who would have thought the last unit standing would be Helmingas? I mean, it makes sense because they're sitting in the back and they're probably sent in last minute, but yeah, they are the ones trying to hold and buy time. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Nice hits with the artillery. We'll go ahead and speed it up a little bit to normal speed, as there's way less troops now. Oh, I think that was another orc general who has perished. There's a decent amount of Rohirrim down here, but it's just a couple handful of troops. You got the Cav kind of running around, doing inflicting as much damage as possible, trying to you know, get some great kills at the end. But yeah, oh, they're actually retreating one of the catapults. And Rohan, oh, Rohan is crushing it right now. I think they broke a bunch of the units or something. And now we have the last of the orc reserves kind of rushing into this fight. And we've got more Rohirrim who are, I guess, victorious on the outskirts of the battle, are going to start coming into the battle and trying to support that way. Oh yeah, they're breaking them. In fact, they're even retreating. So Rohan, I'm sure a messenger, you know, ran by on horseback. They're like, the right flank has fallen. We need men to bolster that side, you know, or whatever. So they're quickly rushing back into the city to reinforce it. Now, obviously, they're not going to send everyone, but they need to start sending some troops over there because, you know, obviously they need to support that side. Well, the balance of power is still pretty even, but it's looking pretty good for Rohan. They just need to quickly finish up these troops over here. Let's go to the other side and see how it's progressing. Oh. Okay, this is the problem, though. Like, they need... Uh-oh. Here comes some berserkers. They're probably looking at that artillery. But, yeah, they need to hold this position here because I feel like If the orcs are able to break through here and get up on top of this hill and look down, that's going to obviously, they're going to have the high ground. They're going to be able to hold these choke points and kind of, they will now become the defenders. You know what I mean? So if I was one of the orc commanders or playing as one of the orc armies, I'd be desperately trying to rip through this defense so I can take the high ground and even hold up here. You know, even if you get outnumbered, you can hold these choke points. But very wise move here by Sin of the Dark Cloud, who's shifting over his very elite Helm Hammers. They're very tired. Seriously, imagine, just imagine, you were fighting a huge horde of orcs, what, like 5 minutes ago for like a good, I mean, in-game time, it probably would have been hours, but for us, it's like minutes, if we're talking like realistic battles here. Now, with all this armor, the massive shield, they had to run up this hill. I mean, guys, we've all, you know, had to run up hills. It is brutal. It is brutal. So they had to run all the way up here and then rush down. You would have to be a super soldier. Like, you have to be super elite. Uh-oh, there goes another general. I think that was an orc general, considering it was a bunch of Rohirrim there. But, yeah, they're very tired. If he could, I would try to get these guys to rest. You know, try to give them a little bit of rest time before going into the fight. You know, just get them winded instead of very tired. But we'll see. They might just go straight into the fight. So they showed up just in time. And you can even see the Rohirrim Cav is desperately charging into the rear of the Mountain Orc Berserkers to try to slow down any more, like, reinforcement troops getting into the city. And there you go. Oh my god, they showed up just in time. They will sing songs of the brave actions of the Helm Hammers. Where were you when the Helm Hammers showed up just in time? And look at this, Rohan is cleaning up what's left of this flank. They just got to get through these drummer trolls. And they're going to have more reinforcements to send over to the other side. In fact, they already have... Well, what are these guys doing? I'd send them over. I mean, it's not a huge force, guys. I mean, look at this. It's not a huge force, but it's extra troops. And will they have enough to defeat what's left of the orcs? Will they hold Edoras? It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good, but you never know. It's so close that all it takes is a little bit of a break. Oh my god. I am kind of surprised to see that the Helm Hammers are already dead. But what absolute heroes. Without them, this flank would have fallen so much quicker. But now this infantry, it's a race against the clock. They now have to rush. They just got to take the hill. Just take the hill, and I think Rohan wins. Oh! Was that a Rohirrim general? I don't know. Look at these men. They're like cheering. They're like, yes! They're retreating! Yeah! Men, don't cheer yet. The battle's not over. We have to get to the other side. Yeah, it's a race now. This is kind of really cool. Because look at the bounce of power. It's dead even, right? Dead even. And it's a race to the top. Whoever takes the top will probably be the victor, because you'll have the high ground and you'll have choke point positioning. Oh, but he's walking his troops. Probably because, well, we'll see if that plays out. He needs to rally his forces, though. He needs to get all of his men in here. Uh-oh. What's going on? There's still a little bit of fighting here. He's going to try to rush over and help him, I assume. Or he's gonna let them fight it out, I guess. Yeah, because he probably needs to send as many troops up this way as possible. Uh-oh, here comes the orcs. Here comes the orcs. They're going after the 2 guard here who are not even phased. They're like, bring it. Look at them. They're just like standing there like, you will die. It's like they're having a little moment to talk to each other. Like, yeah, I can't wait to eat your man flesh. Over my dead body. Exactly. Oh, okay. They charge in. And there we go. This is the big fight. Now, I think the orcs have numbers. but the Rohirrim have skill. Also, I think the Rohirrim are less tired as the Orcs. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot more infantry coming up. And let's not forget, well, there's a little bit of cav left. So they will be able to get some sort of like rear charge, maybe. But the Orcs are going around this way. Look at this. The Orcs are going to do the same thing. They've got the Goblin King's bodyguard. So I assume it's a pretty good unit. And they're going to flank around and try to get behind the Rohirrim position. But Rohan's playing it smart. Keep these Helm's Hammers fresh. Let them rest up, then move them in. Who's winning? Who's winning the fight? I don't know. Victory is almost a certainty. Wow, okay, so victory is a certainty for the Orcs, apparently. That's what it's saying. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I love Rohan. I'm kind of rooting for Rohan. So we'll see who takes it. Mountain Orc Berserkers coming up. They're oh, wait. We got some Marshals over here. Westmark Marshals. This is huge. It's a unit of 30 of them. They're gonna take on the Berserkers. So it's a pretty even match. Look at this, a Helmhammer. Oh, he's getting slaughtered. Nice charge there with the axe units. There's some Snaga skirmishers. They do have their cav still. It's just hard to find them. Look at them. Is this the lone general or something? It might be. I don't know. Look at that. The lone general just walking all over the pile of dead troops. The brave soldiers who held their ground. These are troubling times. Troubling times in the Western world. And here we go. Now we have the Goblin King's bodyguard. Kind of getting flanked here by the guard units of Rohan. Well, I guess he sent in the Helmhammers. Oh, this is going to be tough. I don't know, guys. Ooh, the balance of power is starting to fall. It is starting to fall here. I don't know. It's not looking good. The Rohirrim need to pull off a miracle. The Marshals died? The Marshals fell to the Orc Berserkers. I thought for sure the Marshals were going to win this. Oh my god, what a fight. An absolute slaughter. So it's up to this cav. They're going to cycle through, but I don't know if this... Oh no, he's breaking. I think, guys, I'm pretty sure the goblins are going to take this by the skin of their teeth. We got random pockets of fighting everywhere. But yeah, by the skin of their teeth, they're going to take this one. More and more orcs come up charging. More and more orcs. They just seem to just grow out of the ground. Alright, these guys are breaking. Is there any... Rush them! Rush them to the front, and there they go. Quickly, men! They need us! And then you have some cav running around as well. Heavy cav. Trying to do everything in their power, but it's too late. It's too late. The goblins are taking the hill and will most likely will take Edoras. So this has been a nightmare. Look at this Marshal. He's getting double teamed. He's like, no, Edoras will not fall. Look at, he just cut that guy's heads off. And look at the general comes in. It's like, you do not stand alone, Marshal. Red Marshal. And then he's going in. Look at this. He's like, ah. The general's trying to help him. He's like, do not fall. As long as we fight, the city stands. And there he goes. He's victorious. Oh my god, this is kind of epic. This is kind of epic. He's like, ah. Yes. He's like, the fight's not over. Follow me. He's like, on my way, my lord. There he goes. There he goes. We'll see what happens with him. It's up to the Cav and the one Marshal Axeman. The Red Marshal. Now, who will sing about the last man standing? There will be a statue of the Red Marshal. Who will sing songs of this man? The brave Marshal who charged in. He could have easily... Oh, there goes the general. He could have easily have ran away after killing those two berserkers, and we'd still consider him a hero. We'd still consider him a champion. But what does he do? He's charging into the abyss. An ocean of orcs wait for him. He knows there's no winning this. He could have lived out his days by running away, but yet he's going to charge and fight. He looks at it, he's like, oh god, that's a lot of them. But not my city. If my city falls, so shall I. The Cav charges in with him. He goes in swinging. Look at him. He's just like, I will run. He's like looking for the general to kill him. He's going for the serpent's head. Look at him. He's still just running into the... He's like, I will run in place. I don't care. Come on, Marshal, fight. Yes. He gets a kill. He goes in. He gets... He gets another kill. He kills the standard bearer. What an absolute champion. And he's still fighting. He gets another kill. He's like, I will not abandon this city. Oh, and he gets stabbed in the back. And the Red Marshal falls, a hero of Edoras, as he fought to the bitter end. And he dies with his brothers in arms. He lays there dead with his brothers in arms who valiantly held the city to the last man. And now we're just witnessing the bodyguard falling and trying to avenge their general, their lord who died. We have another one over here. Another brave soldier who will not abandon the city. They'll get some kills. There we go. Look at him. There's another kill. Come on. Oh my god, that was so cool. That was like one of the coolest like single soldier moments I've ever seen in Total War. The brave Red Marshal. Oh my god, that was awesome. That was awesome. So there you have it, guys. That's gonna wrap it up. The goblins have taken control as they cheer. Rah! They've taken control of Edoras. And now it is going to be a stronghold for the goblins as more and more of the goblins will make their way to Edoras. What will the men of the West do? I guess we'll have to find out in the next episode of this epic Chronicles of the Misty Mountains expansion. I don't know what you want to call this storyline, but wait, is this for oh wait, these are captured. Okay, so yeah, look at these kills. Look at these kills. If we look at the artillery kills, I want to see, where's the catapult? Let's see, catapult, Almingas, catapult. It got really, 529 kills. That's not too great. I was expecting more, but because you have like Helm Hammers who have 566, but 500 is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. And then we have just shy of 600 kills. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But that's going to be it for this battle. The goblins are expanding and there's some troubling times. But it was not without, you know, it cost them a lot of lives. That's for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And I will see you next time on the battlefield.